my channel, guys. Doing something a little different today. It's not your average go-to daytime look, that is for sure, but it is almost the best holiday ever, and it's called Halloween. I think you might have heard of it. They give out candy. Who doesn't love candy? I hope you guys are doing something fun and you're getting dressed up. And if you don't know what you're being yet, how about this? I don't even know what to call it. I've been calling it a contour glam skull because I used all nude tones, all contour shades pretty much, and they were all Kim Kardashian West. KKW Beauty. Plus, I might have thrown in a little Kylie Cosmetics because they didn't have a dark enough brown in the medium palette that I own. So yeah, if you guys want to know how I got this look, please keep watching. So I don't totally have an exact plan of what I'm going to do today, but just bear with me. I know how I kind of want it to turn out. So yeah, I'm going to have fun with this. I'm excited. So I'm going to fill in my brows. I want my brows to be very like Hailey Baldwin-esque and dark. So I want this to be darker than my actual brow. So I figured I would start with the pencil and then move my way into any powders to make them even darker if I had to. So I'm just filling in my brows with brow-like strokes. There's a spoolie on the end, so I'm just brushing this all up. I'm going to do the same thing on my other brow. I'm going to go into my Anastasia Pro Brow. These are like all the colors, Pro Brow palette. I'm going to go into the granite right here. Not the black one, the lighter of the two. I'm just going to fill in my brows even further to darken them even more. I'm going to prep my face with the Marc Jacobs Undercover and Invisible. Just putting a nice amount all over. I'm going into my Fenty Beauty Foundation. This is in shade 150. It's a bit pale for me, but I think for today that is going to be perfect. So I just put a little on the back of my hand, and I'm just using my Morphe Beauty Blender to blend all of this into my skin. I really like this foundation. It's definitely full coverage. And it oxidizes on your face, which I've heard before. So if you're trying it on in store, I would go into the store, put a little on swatch on your cheek, and then walk around, finish whatever you have to do, and see how it looks in like 5-10 minutes, because it's apparently totally changes color and darkens. So you don't want to get like home and realize that you have the wrong color foundation. That would be annoying. I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in Light Sand. This you have to use pretty sparingly. There's a little bit of product goes a very long way. So I'm just highlighting down the center of my neck. Now I'm gonna blend this all in. I'm just using the pointier end of the blender to do this. I'm gonna go into my Kim K Beauty. This is the light. I haven't even opened this yet. So I'm gonna take the contour stick. I'm going to start to contour where I want the shadows to go. So I want to do it from here. And it goes down. And this is like such a creamy product. Like, you know, it doesn't look like anything now, but just you wait and see. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm making like this so I can make room for the teeth after. I want this to be in my actual contour of my cheek. I'm going to do this also right here, the temples, maybe a little coming out from here. Do some like little veins, and then I'm going to mark where I would have any teeth. I'm also going to put this at the tip of my nose and up the sides of my nose, just like this. Maybe even around here. I'm going to put this all over my eyelid. I really want to deepen up my eye and underneath as well. And I'm just using the lighter contour color because you can always add darkness, and which is easier to do than adding light. So I'm going to take this cheekbone situation and I'm going to blend pretty much everything I just put into my face in so that it looks like as natural as possible. I'm not tapping so hard because I don't want the lines to fully disappear, but I want it to be more like a shadow. This is like I'm building the base so that there's nice depth to my skull face. So now I kind of look like a muddy, weird, tanned person, but it's gonna all come together, I swear. So now I'm gonna go into the darker side of the stick, and I'm gonna make this even deeper, just in the cheekbone area. To brighten any areas I want to bring forward. So I'm going to go into the light highlight stick because I want this to be super highlighted, and right on top of my cheekbone I am going to highlight. I'm going to do this right in the center of my nose, my forehead right here, a little on my chin, and then in between the lines I drew earlier, I'm going to highlight there, and I'm going to go over all of this with powder after. I was never really into Halloween makeup, and a few years ago I had to do a skull face on who is now my boyfriend, but before that I had never done anything like this. And it was a lot of fun doing it that day, so I'm pretty excited to do it again. Okay, so now that I am nice and highlighted in those areas, I'm going to go in and start to darken it with these two contour colors of the powder palette. This is in the medium palette. Going in on a brush like this to contour, and I'm going to start with the lighter contour color. So I'm just putting this right, I'm actually mixing both contour colors together. And don't be worried, like this is not supposed to look normal and or natural, so like it's fun, play around with it. And I'm just keep adding. Always better to add than to take away, so just packing on the products.
Sometimes when you're here, I can't feel no doubt.
Go in with the lighter color of the contour, and I'm gonna go in with this contour brush. And just on top of that, I'm going to kind of like make this look a little more natural and blend it all in. Okay, it's kind of looking like a beard, but it's okay. Okay, so back into the dark color, I'm going to start to do the temples of my forehead. And again, I'm just sort of like, pretend you're contouring these areas, right? That's all it is. You're just trying to create shadows there that don't really exist, which is what contouring is. I'm going to do my nose. And anything that needs to be more precise, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush in a minute. Just adding this to where I would put my crease, but obviously since the brush is so big, it's extending past that. And same with under my eye. So to do the mouth area, so I know that a line has to go down the center because you want it to be where your teeth are. So I'm going to connect this to my nose, like that. Sort of just blend that in with my finger. So I'm going to go where like each tooth would go. Here. Do the same thing on the other side. And you're just going to do one at a time.
It doesn't really matter.
If I'm contouring the sides of my nose, I'm going to press the rest of the product just up towards the edge of my brow. I also want this to extend past my eyebrow and work up into where I put my temple. I'm just making sure this is all blended and connected into my eye, and I'm adding even more shadow to under my eye because it's not nearly as pigmented enough as I would like it to be. It's really starting to come together as soon as you keep adding shades and layers of the same shades. Again, I wanted it to be all out of KKW products if possible. I might have to branch out into the family and use some KYLIE products. I'm just taking the ends and I'm taking my finger and just smearing it down. I'm going to do the same thing above my lip. So to darken this even more, I'm going to go into one of my KYLIE palettes. This is her original palette. I'm going to go into this dark brown color right here and use the end pencil part of the Kat Von D. Again, I'm going to do right where my ear is. I want this to be pretty dark right there. It almost looks like it doesn't exist. I'm going to do a very thin line down there, and then when I get to this part, I want to keep the outside edge really sharp. And then I'm going to take the other end of the brush and I'm going to blend, but only on the inside of the lines. I don't want the edge to look soft. I want it to stay pretty clean. And I only want this to be the darkest in the center, so that on either side it has a nice shadow.
Sometimes.
So now on top of this shadow, I'm going in very lightly and I'm just going to create a top shadow. So just a little bit above, only in certain areas. So now I'm going to go and do the same thing on my temples, but using the other side of the brush because I have more space now, and I'm just really trying to get this into my hairline. Onto my nose, I'm going to go into the same dark color and just packing this right on top where I already have it. My under eye. Onto the sharper edge of my brush, I'm going to now do the edges around my eye. In through my eyelid, up onto above my brow. Just use your finger and swipe it up. Sometimes it just looks like more natural if you smear it than if you try and mimic it with a brush. So I'm going to go into my NYX pencil. This is just a white eyeliner pencil. And I'm going to basically deepen the white of the teeth. I'm going to go into the highlight shades. So I'm going into another pencil brush. This is Sigma E30. So I'm going into the highlight shade in the KKW in the pink color. Go over that with the highlight, and this will deepen it way more. And now I want to highlight basically under where I drew, under and above where I drew that first shadow. I'm going to do the high points of my cheek. Give me a nice glow. I'm going to do this right to the tip of my nose and into the center of my nose. I'm going to do this between my brows and right above my brow right here. So pretty much anywhere I would normally highlight, I'm still pretty much highlighting. Corner of my eye. Maybe even a little like inside. It's a little hollow. Do it in a different spot on this side. You don't want it to look too symmetrical. And now I want to start bringing this down my neck. So I'm going back into the original brush and I'm going to start to draw down my neck, fading it as I get towards my chest because I think I'm going to wear an all nude dress. I'm using the Magic Ink eyeliner. This is also by Kiss. Go over this with a small little detail brush. This is Real Techniques with the black from the KYLIE palette. And I'm just going to do a layer of this on top to make it really matte and black. With whatever's left on it, I'm just going to add a little bit of black to the places that have really dark shadows. I'm going to make sure that this fans out nicely. Into the NYX eyeliner that I used on my face, and I'm going to line my waterline. and you want that to be super pigmented. Now I'm going to go in with some pretty crazy lashes. These are KOKO lashes in style 501. My lashes are on. I'm just going to wait for the glue to dry for a second, and I'm going to put a layer of, you guessed it, L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Blackest Black. How do you know? It's not predictable or anything. So I'm just sort of brushing from the root of my lash line up just to connect the falsies to my actual lashes. And then I'm going to do a nice thick coat covering any of this white on my bottom lash line. Finalize my look, I'm going to go into the KKW Cream Liquid Lipsticks. This is in color Kimberly. This is my favorite one. It's the most nude out of all of them. So I'm just going to hit this right kind of in the center of my mouth where my lips meet. I'm just smudging them together in that spot, and I'm not going any further out with it, just so I don't cover any of the shadows. So of course, you want to set this all if you're going for a nice Halloween evening out. I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And set all of that down. Okay, so this is the final look. Kind of into it. I think I'd wear this out during the day if I wouldn't get crazy weird looks. But do I care? Not really. Anyways, I'm super happy with how it turned out. It kind of looks like a glam contour skull situation. And I got that highlight going. It was super easy to create. Like, anyone can do this. It's all about blending, just like I say in any other makeup tutorial that does not look like this. Blend, blend, blend. Keep adding. You can make it darker. Just like start off light and keep adding in those dark colors until you get the depth that you want for your skull. Like, I could keep adding to this if I wanted to, and if I was sitting here and I wasn't going to bed after this, I probably would keep going. But I think for now this is perfect. I like the wing. I still feel girly and feminine. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever Halloween video here on YouTube. That is so crazy. I never thought I'd really film one of these, but I'm super excited that I did. I hope you guys have so much fun on Halloween. I hope you guys have the best weekends and take some inspiration from this. Again, it is so easy. And please, 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 please subscribe. And I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. No. Anywhere. Oh. Damn, that looks scary. Scary? It's a little scary. Let's introduce you to everybody here on YouTube. This is Guy. She's scared of me right now because I look like this.